we're going to look at a jazz blues in B flat. Okay, there's quite a few variations of this. This is just one of them. So if it was in B flat normally, the basic chords I was doing a B flat 13, which is a lovely chord. So thumb on the 6th fret of the E string, and then those notes there, frets 6, 7 and 8, muting the A string. So that's your 1 chord. For the 4 chord I was just playing E flat 7, a very typical shape, and then back to the 1 chord. And then the 5 chord was F7 to E flat 7 to back. So that would be a typical blues. So let's explain what's happening here. We're starting on the B flat 13 for a bar, and then goes the 4 chord, because we go to the 4 chord briefly in bar 2 to create a bit more movement. The first thing I did was I played E7 into the F7. That's just to create a bit of movement to get into that chord. So from the top we've got so after this chord, this is very typical in the jazz blues, after the 4 chord we go up a semitone and play a minor 7 flat 5 chord. Now what is happening there is this note is going up a semitone, and when it goes back to the B flat it's going up another semitone effectively there. So you've got that voice leading, which is very cool. Okay, so we've got the 4 chord, minor 7 flat 5 chord, which is also a joining chord, and then back to the B flat. We then go to D minor 7 to G7, C minor 7 to F7, and then you kind of repeat that, but I kind of did a walking bass line as well, and I went, so I'm going, and then back to that, and that creates a really cool line. Now what's happening with all these chords at the end, it's basically little 2-5-1s which are playing into the standard chords to connect it all together. Now this is very typical in jazz. I won't go over 2-5-1s now, but it makes it sound smooth. It creates a path into all those chords. Rather than just playing the chords, you're just creating little paths with other chords into the main chords. That is kind of what's happening there. But a jazz blues, very cool. You can play over it using B minor pentatonic, B flat minor pentatonic if you want to. It's not always going to be the best outcome, but you can do that. That's totally fine. It'll work. But you're also better outlining the chords as well in the changes, and there's tons of stuff you can do, but that's a whole other story.